Hi, this is Dr. Roland Phillips coming to you from Desert Dove Health Alliance, and what I'd like to talk to you today about is some of the neurologic symptoms that we see in the office, ADD, ADHD, oppositionally defiant. These are all neurologic disorders that many people have been noticing have been on the upswing. Myself as a practitioner, I've seen it over the last 30 years, and many best practitioners have seen this. So let's talk a little bit about the history of it. In the 1970s, there was the Feingold diet. And what Feingold found is that when we started to change the diet, some of the refined things that are in the diet, some people had some great responses with these neurologic disorders. In the 1990s and onward, there's been an uptake in autism, Asperger's, and other childhood neurologic diseases. In fact, right now, the most widely diagnosed childhood problem of neurologic disorders. So there's something going on with our kids and it's been getting worse. And the Columbia University Medical Center, Dr. David Schaub did what's called a meta-analysis. And meta-analysis is when they take a broad picture and they look at thousands and thousands of individuals. And they looked at placebo studies, they looked at double-blind studies, and this was published in the Journal of Developmental Pediatrics in 2004. And when they looked at all the different elements, what Dr. Schaub found is that artificial dyes especially, and sodium benzoate, had the most common trigger in hyperactivity or restlessness in young children, more than anything else. And what they found is that young children, the younger they were, the more prone they were to these hyperactive, restless neurologic disorders. And then what made them worse is when there is a longer exposure. So the more prone they are when they're younger, the more exposed, the more effects. So he made a statement which I agree with, is he said that we spent billions of dollars of taking lead out of the gas. But what have we done to take dyes out of the food? There was a University of Southampton study where they took 300 normal, non-reactive children, and they were exposed to these different neurotoxins, and they found that the children that were non-reactive started to become reactive. And then what they also found is the children that were sensitive got worse. There was a 2010 study by Lily Pelzer, who's a PhD at the ADHD Research Center in Netherlands, and this study was published in the Lancet on hyperactivity. And what they did was they took children that were hyperactive or these other neurologic disorders, and they put them on a diet of water, rice, turkey, lamb, carrot, pears, and other whole foods, and rarely did they have an allergic or hypersensitive response. So what we're looking at, if you're a client or if you're a parent or an individual that may have some of these neurologic disorders, is you have to start to look at the overall bundling of treatment. Because it seems like with these individuals, it's not one thing that's a cure-all. We have to start to look at the diet. We have to start to look at supplements. We have to start to look at hypersensitive responses to different toxins, to different exposures. We start to expose people to the green elements, greens, minerals, omega fatty acids. There's different herbs and there's different probiotics. As a practitioner, we help the parents do mortar march, which is a cross-call patterning. We teach the parents how to do family best, which is an energy balancing procedure. We start to balance the gut with probiotics. One thing that we what I've had personal experience in when I've worked with the whole family of children that were autistic or Asperger's or OCD, is that their subconscious brains were stuck in fight or flight. And we have a procedure called bioenergetic synchronization technique that's literally been researched as being done on the millions of people worldwide. And this is an amazing procedure to get the subconscious brain out of the stuck fight or flight mode, where it's going to change the neurology of the body, the biochemistry of the body, the hormones of the body, even the immune system, because it all flows down from the subconscious brain. This is Dr. Roland Phillips at Desert Dove Health Alliance. You have a best day.